show started. Coming to the stage, she is wonderful. He is here, and we are very excited to have him. Give it up for Mike Serklin.
Guys, keep going for your MC, 28-year-old virgin. Wow, that's like a lot. That's a lot of pressure. Getting virgin. That's a lot of pressure. Then she's gonna remember that the rest of her life. You're just not gonna be one random dude. But how you guys doing?
Good.
Cool. You guys ever come home late at night, see that commercial guy comes on TV, goes, "Are you drunk? Are you stoned? Are you high?" I saw that commercial last night. My TV wasn't even on. And that's the thing about drugs. Drugs make you do stupid things, like a crackhead will sell their crack pipe for crack. How stupid is that? What are you gonna do, smoke it out of an apple? Can't smoke crack out of an apple, right, dude?
Exactly.
Right? It melts, right? Yeah. I don't know how he knew that. Yeah. And the government confuses me about drugs. Because first they told me to stop buying drugs because drugs support terrorists. Then they told me to live my life, don't let the terrorists win. I don't know what to do. So I decided to make my own drugs, and the first drug I tried to make was ecstasy. And first of all, making ecstasy is fucking hard. I can't even make Jell-O. And I'm trying to make ecstasy in my basement with Fisher Price's My First Chemistry set. And like once you made it, like how the fuck do you test it? Just call up with your friends one day, be like, "Yo, Dave, what are you doing for the next week?" Nothing, because I got some crazy shit for you to try. If it works. And I was talking to Brian before the show, and I was telling him when I was a little kid, my parents made me take figure skating lessons. And he's like, "Mike, that's pretty gay." And it is pretty gay, but in my parents' defense, they're from Russia, so to them, figure skating lessons are not gay. It's kind of like when they made me take piano lessons, gymnastics, and cocksucking. I was the head of my class, so... And I'm just kidding, I never took piano lessons. Never tickled those ivories. Never. And I went on a job interview, and they always ask that same question at job interviews. They're like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And I'm like, my friend Adam is very motivated, so I see myself living in his pool house. That could happen for us. And then I asked them, "Why are you asking this question in an interview for Pizza Hut?" Doesn't make sense.
That's funny.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what the hell I would have done without that affirmation tonight. And I'm single, so people are always trying to set me up. Like, this Persian woman lives in my building. She pulled out a picture of her 2 daughters. She goes, "Michael, look at my beautiful daughters. I want you to pick one." I'm like, "Lady, this is America. We don't go around picking one. I'm taking them both." All right, if I have to pick, I'm taking the one without the beard. And I'm a huge football fan. We got the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. I watch all football games. Turns out one of the quarterbacks, the backup quarterback's name is Zach Champion. And I'm thinking that is a great name for a quarterback. You're Zach Champion, you're playing football. The name makes sense, right? That's kind of like Chris Moneymaker. Chris Moneymaker plays poker. Then there's my ex-girlfriend, Danielle Cheat on Me. She's sitting there. And then there's my drug dealer, Joe Heroin Dealer III. And I was having a lot of problems with my ex-girlfriend. Like, I was watching her dog one day, and the dog pukes all over my apartment. And I'm cleaning up the puke, and I find a condom. And I knew it wasn't mine because it was a Magnum. I'm like, "That bitch!" I didn't know the dog sucked cock. It's okay to laugh. There's no dogs here. That's me doing a dog. Not doing a dog. That's fucking sick. I should say imitating a dog, because I only fuck sheep. With a condom. Not a sheepskin condom, latex. They don't like sheepskin condoms, surprisingly. You know, I hate kids. And Segways, obviously. But no, I really do hate kids. Like, I was at the store today, I was buying some candy, and there's this little girl behind me, and she's like, "Oh, I love gummy bears." And I'm like, "Listen, little girl, you should never talk to strangers, especially if they have candy. Now get in my white van." Have you ever heard of an Amber Alert? Man. No, kids, and then I'm watching the news and they said there's an epidemic in this country with fat kids. I don't know if anybody see this, where they're talking about all these things they're doing. Like they even had this show where Shaq took all these fat kids to camp. I don't know if anybody saw that show, which wasn't a bad idea for a show, but if they really wanted that show to work, Michael Jackson should have taken those fat kids to camp, right? Because all you got to do is you put Michael's bed in front of that refrigerator, and if those fat kids still want to get in that refrigerator, they're committed to being fat. So you just let that shit happen. Man. And I know the problem is these kids are just sitting at home shooting hookers in video games, right? And you can't burn calories shooting hookers in a video game. In real life, yes. But that's not what I'm advocating. You gotta get these kids playing with Slinkies, right? Simplest toy in the world. Put it at the top of the stairs, it slinks its way down. And if you want to play with it again, you run your fat ass back up those stairs. That's it. And I love smoking pot, and I love Slinkies, but I don't like going back up the stairs. So what I do is I get a fat kid. I'm like, get up there, fat ass. Give me a Twinkies while you're up there. Just where they need some more attacking fat kids. And I was in Hollywood today, and I saw somebody wearing a communist t-shirt, and it blew my mind, because I remember growing up in the 80s, and the communists were our enemy. They were the evil empire. They were bad, bad, bad. Right? Bad. So 20 years later, people walk around in communist t-shirts. So that only tells me that 20 years from now, people walk around in terrorist t-shirts. Right? You're going to see somebody walking down the street in a t-shirt that says 72 virgins until they met me. I got more. Suicide bomb this, bitch. Mohammed is my homeboy. I root for two teams, Al-Qaeda and whoever plays the Patriots. Yeah! Go Giants. And this one's my favorite one. I jihad your mom. Alright, listen guys, that's been my time. Have a good night.
Mike Circlin, everyone, keep it going. How you doing? Check in. Oh, what's your name, sweetheart? Zero? Like zero? Oh, that's hot. Are you here by yourself? First, hey, I got a pull. $20, I'll tell you a joke. $5 extra, I'll give you a punchline.